What a wonderful time it used to be when you could buy oranges for 5 rupees from a shop and the seller would give you a dozen oranges at that very price. Now, in Pakistan, you can't even buy a single orange for 10 rupees. Yes, Pakistan's economy has been devastated as if something is sinking in a river every minute. You know what? The problem isn't with the country, it's with its people. Pakistan's politicians and its own people are so different from those in other countries. Now, Pakistanis are considering leaving their country to earn money elsewhere to feed their families. How did Pakistan reach this point, and has it been in such a condition before in history? In this video, I'll explain why Pakistan's economy is being destroyed and how its people are dealing with it. I'll also discuss a solution that could help Pakistan revive its economy. So let's start the video. Pakistan, officially known as the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, is a South Asian country with a population of over 236 million. It was established as an independent state on August 14, 1947, following the partition of British India. The country is characterized by diverse landscapes including mountains, deserts, and coastal areas. Islamabad serves as its capital city, while Karachi is its largest city and financial hub. Pakistan has a federal parliamentary republic government system and is divided into 4 provinces along with special administrative regions. The nation's name, Pakistan, means land of the pure in Persian and Pashto. Since Pakistan gained independence, it has been somewhat helpless. However, before its independence, this land was blessed abundantly by nature. Before the partition of India in 1947, the region that is now Pakistan was indeed rich in various ways, including culturally, economically, and socially. The land that now comprises Pakistan has a deep cultural heritage. It was home to the ancient Indus Valley civilization, one of the world's earliest urban societies dating back to around 2500 BCE. This civilization was highly developed in terms of urban planning, trade, and art, evidenced by the well-known archaeological sites like Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. The region of Punjab, which spans across both India and Pakistan, was historically known as the Granary of India. It was agriculturally fertile due to the Indus River and its tributaries, which facilitated extensive irrigation systems. This fertile land produces abundant crops, contributing significantly to the wealth of the region. The Indus Valley civilization had extensive trade links with other parts of the ancient world, including Mesopotamia and Egypt. This tradition of trade continued through the centuries, with the region being strategically located on the trade routes connecting the Middle East, Central Asia, and China. Before partition, the area that became Pakistan was home to a diverse mix of cultures, languages, and religions. It was a land of rich literary, artistic, and architectural traditions shaped by influences from various civilizations and dynasties over the centuries. Throughout history, the region saw the rise and fall of powerful empires and kingdoms such as the Maurya Empire, the Mughal Empire, and the Sikh Empire. These rulers established opulent courts and patronized the arts and sciences, creating centers of wealth and culture. Besides its agricultural fertility, the region also had natural resources such as minerals and metals, which contributed to economic prosperity. Overall, the area that became Pakistan after partition was historically significant and prosperous, owing to its fertile lands, strategic location, rich cultural heritage, and dynamic trade networks. The partition in 1947 had a profound impact on the region, leading to significant demographic shifts and shaping the modern history of both India and Pakistan. So, it is proved that Pakistan's land was rich in history. Pakistan, a country with a rich history and vibrant culture, has been facing a daunting economic crisis that has left its citizens struggling to make ends meet. As the nation grapples with rising inflation, soaring prices, and a weakening currency, It's crucial to understand the underlying factors that have contributed to this economic downfall. One of the primary reasons for Pakistan's economic troubles is the persistent political instability that has plagued the country for decades. Frequent changes in government, power struggles, and a lack of continuity in economic policies have created an environment of uncertainty, deterring foreign investment and hampering long-term economic planning. Moreover, corruption at various levels of government has siphoned off resources that could have been used for economic development and social welfare programs. The misallocation of funds and the diversion of resources into private pockets have further exacerbated the economic crisis. Pakistan has long relied on foreign aid and loans to sustain its economy. However, this dependence has come at a cost, as the country has accumulated a significant amount of debt over the years. The servicing of this debt has become a significant burden on the government's budget, leaving fewer resources for investment in critical areas such as infrastructure, education, and healthcare. Pakistan has been hit by a series of natural disasters as well in recent years, including floods, droughts, and earthquakes. These events have caused widespread destruction, disrupted economic activities, and displaced millions of people. The impact of these disasters has been compounded by the effects of climate change, which has led to more frequent and severe weather events. Pakistan's economy is heavily dependent on agriculture, which accounts for a significant portion of its GDP and employs a large percentage of the population. While agriculture is an important sector, the country's reliance on it has made it vulnerable to fluctuations in crop yields and global commodity prices. Moreover, Pakistan has failed to diversify its economy by investing in other sectors such as manufacturing and services. This lack of diversification has limited the country's ability to generate new sources of income and create jobs for its growing population. These are the biggest reasons that have destroyed Pakistan's economy, but the bigger one from all of these is the politicians of Pakistan. The state of Pakistan's economy has been a subject of significant scrutiny and concern in recent years. While various factors contribute to economic challenges, including geopolitical dynamics and external pressures, the role of politicians within Pakistan's governance structure is crucial to understanding these issues. Pakistan's political landscape is characterized by frequent changes in leadership, often amid allegations of corruption and mismanagement. This political instability has had a profound impact on the country's economic stability and growth prospects. Politicians, particularly those in positions of power, have played a significant role in shaping economic policies and decisions that have both positive and negative repercussions for the economy. One key area of concern is the influence of politicians on fiscal policy. The management of government finances, including budgetary allocations and taxation policies, can have far-reaching implications for economic stability. In Pakistan, there have been instances where populist measures such as subsidies and excessive government spending have been employed by politicians to garner short-term political support. However, these measures often come at the cost of long-term economic sustainability, leading to budget deficits and inflationary pressures. Furthermore, the relationship between politicians and international financial institutions like the IMF, International Monetary Fund, has been pivotal in shaping economic policies. The reliance on external loans and bailout programs to address balance of payment issues reflects both the economic challenges faced by Pakistan and the political decisions made by its leaders. Another critical aspect is the role of politicians in fostering an environment conducive to investment and economic growth. Issues such as bureaucratic red tape, corruption, and regulatory uncertainty can deter domestic and foreign investors, thereby impeding economic development. The effectiveness of governance, including transparency and accountability measures, is essential in promoting economic stability and attracting investment. It's essential to recognize that while politicians wield significant influence over economic policy, they are also constrained by broader structural issues within Pakistan's socio-political landscape. These include the historical dominance of the military in political affairs, as well as entrenched patronage networks and power dynamics. Now, if we blame only the politicians, that's not fair, right? While the government's policies and the actions of political leaders play a significant role in shaping the economy, it is also important to consider the impact of the people's behavior and choices on the nation's economic well-being. When compared to premium countries such as the United States, United Kingdom, or Japan, there are several notable differences in the attitudes and behaviors of the people that can contribute to economic development or stagnation. In premium countries, citizens tend to have a strong sense of civic responsibility and a willingness to contribute to the greater good of society. They understand the importance of paying taxes, following rules and regulations, and supporting government initiatives that promote economic growth and social welfare. Additionally, people in these countries often have access to quality education, healthcare, and job opportunities, which helps to create a stable and prosperous middle class. On the other hand, in Pakistan, there is a lack of civic engagement and a tendency for people to prioritize personal interests over the collective good. Many individuals evade taxes, engage in corrupt practices, and disregard rules and regulations, which can hinder economic progress. Moreover, the unequal distribution of resources and opportunities has led to a widening gap between the rich and the poor, making it difficult for the middle class to thrive. The people of Pakistan can have a significant impact on the country's economy through their actions and choices. Let me tell you some of the ways in which individual behavior can contribute to economic growth or decline. When people fail to pay their fair share of taxes, it deprives the government of much needed revenue that could be used for infrastructure development, education, healthcare, and other essential services. Engaging in corrupt practices such as bribery, nepotism, and embezzlement can lead to the misallocation of resources and the erosion of public trust in institutions. A growing trend of consumerism fueled by the desire for luxury goods and a lack of savings can lead to an increase in imports and a decrease in domestic production. A risk-averse attitude and a preference for secure government jobs can stifle entrepreneurship and innovation, which are crucial for economic growth. The exodus of skilled professionals and educated individuals to other countries in search of better opportunities can deprive Pakistan of the human capital needed for economic development. To address these challenges, it is essential for the people of Pakistan to develop a sense of civic responsibility and a commitment to the country's economic well-being. This can be achieved through education, awareness campaigns, and the promotion of ethical practices in both the public and private sectors. Moreover, the government should work to create an enabling environment for economic growth by improving the quality of education, healthcare, and infrastructure, as well as by implementing policies that encourage investment, innovation, and entrepreneurship. In recent years, the economic situation in Pakistan has been a major concern for its citizens, influencing thoughts about immigration and the pursuit of better opportunities abroad. Pakistan has experienced significant challenges including economic crisis, rising inflation, political instability, and limited job prospects, all of which have contributed to a growing sentiment among some Pakistanis to seek livelihoods outside their home country. The country's economic woes have been exacerbated by factors like inflation rates reaching nearly 30%, a plummeting currency value, and a high unemployment rate. Many professionals, including doctors, engineers, IT experts, and accountants, have been among those leaving the country in pursuit of better prospects. This trend has been notable in 2023 with over 860,000 Pakistanis immigrating in search of employment opportunities abroad. This decision to emigrate is not solely driven by economic factors. While economic prospects play a significant role, other considerations such as security concerns and disillusionment with rising religious extremism have also influenced individuals, especially younger Pakistanis, to look beyond the country's borders. In recent years, there has been a marked increase in the number of Pakistanis moving to countries like Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Western nations for better employment prospects and living standards. This trend underscores the deep-seated desire for economic stability and security among Pakistani families. Despite these challenges, there are signs of hope and resilience within Pakistan. Efforts to stabilize the economy, including securing loans from international financial institutions like the IMF, demonstrate ongoing efforts to address economic issues. However, the structural issues within Pakistan's economy include poor tax collection rates and limited job creation remain significant obstacles that need to be overcome. Now, the question is why these guys are leaving their home country. Like, what is the biggest problem for them? Well, the biggest problem is inflation. Inflation, a term that has become all too familiar in recent years, has been a significant concern for many countries worldwide, including Pakistan. As prices continue to rise, the cost of living has become a pressing issue for individuals and families alike. In Pakistan, the impact of inflation on the cost of living has been particularly severe, with far-reaching consequences for the country's economy and its people. To understand the extent of the problem, it's essential to look at the numbers. According to recent reports, the inflation rate in Pakistan has reached an alarming 27.6% as of March 2023, the highest in nearly 50 years. This means that the prices of goods and services have increased by more than a quarter compared to the previous year, making it increasingly difficult for people to afford basic necessities. The impact of this high inflation rate is felt across various sectors, from food and housing to transportation and healthcare. Food prices in particular have skyrocketed, with the cost of essential items like wheat, sugar, and cooking oil rising significantly. This has put a strain on household budgets, forcing many families to make difficult choices between buying food and meeting other essential expenses. The housing sector has also been affected, with rental prices and the cost of construction materials increasing. This has made it harder for people to afford decent housing, especially in urban areas where the demand for affordable housing is high. Transportation costs have also risen, with the price of fuel and public transportation fares increasing. This has a ripple effect on the economy, as higher transportation costs lead to higher prices for goods and services, further exacerbating the problem. Healthcare is another area where the impact of inflation is felt acutely. The cost of medicines, medical equipment, and hospital services has risen, making it difficult for many people to access quality healthcare. This is particularly concerning in a country where a significant portion of the population lives below the poverty line and relies on public healthcare facilities. The government has taken steps to address the issue, such as providing subsidies for essential items and increasing the minimum wage. However, these measures have had limited success in mitigating the impact of inflation on the cost of living. But why the inflation is increasing day by day in Pakistan? Pakistan's economic landscape has long been plagued by a multitude of challenges, and one of the most significant contributors to these woes is the country's external debt and repayment obligations. As the nation struggles to maintain a stable economy, the weight of its foreign debt continues to weigh heavily on its financial shoulders. Pakistan's external debt has been steadily increasing over the years, with the country relying heavily on foreign aid and loans to finance its development projects and meet its budget deficits. According to the State Bank of Pakistan, the country's external debt stood at staggering $130 billion in 2022, with a significant portion of it owed to international financial institutions such as the IMF and the World Bank. This massive debt burden has resulted in a substantial portion of Pakistan's budget being allocated towards debt servicing, leaving limited resources for other essential sectors such as education, healthcare, and infrastructure development. The repayment obligations associated with this debt have further exacerbated Pakistan's economic challenges. The country is required to make regular interest payments and principal repayments to its creditors, which puts a significant strain on its foreign exchange reserves. This, in turn, affects the value of the Pakistani rupee, leading to inflation and making imports more expensive. The high cost of imports, particularly of essential commodities like food and energy, has a direct impact on the common man. leading to increased poverty and inequality. Moreover, the debt repayment obligations have also limited Pakistan's ability to invest in critical sectors such as industry and agriculture. The lack of investment in these sectors has resulted in stagnant economic growth, further perpetuating the cycle of poverty and underdevelopment. The country's economic growth rate has been sluggish, averaging around 3 to 4% per annum, which is insufficient to create jobs and absorb the growing workforce. Pakistan, a country with a rich history and vast potential, has been struggling to achieve financial stability and economic growth. The country's economy has been heavily reliant on a few sectors such as textiles and agriculture, which makes it vulnerable to external shocks. To revive itself and strengthen its economy, Pakistan needs to take a multifaceted approach that addresses its infrastructure, human capital, and investment challenges. First and foremost, Pakistan needs to diversify its economy by investing in sectors like technology, pharmaceuticals, and tourism. This would not only reduce its dependence on traditional sectors but also increase its resilience to external shocks. The government can achieve this by providing incentives for startups and small businesses, promoting entrepreneurship, and creating a favorable business environment. Investment in human capital is another crucial step towards financial stability. Pakistan's education and healthcare systems need significant improvement to increase the productivity and competitiveness of its workforce. The government can achieve this by increasing funding for education and healthcare, improving the quality of education, and promoting vocational training. Improvement of infrastructure is also essential for Pakistan's economic growth. The country's roads, ports, and energy generation infrastructure are major constraints to economic growth. Investing in these areas would not only improve the country's connectivity but also reduce the cost of doing business. The government can achieve this by increasing funding for infrastructure development, privatizing state-owned enterprises, and promoting public-private partnerships. Promotion of foreign investment is another key strategy for Pakistan's economic growth. The government can achieve this by offering attractive incentives, improving the business environment, and enhancing transparency and accountability. This would not only attract foreign investment but also increase the country's economic growth and financial stability. Finally, Pakistan needs to reduce its dependence on foreign aid by increasing domestic revenue and improving its economic management. The government can achieve this by increasing taxes. Yeah, that's the solution. Improving tax collection and promoting economic reforms. This would not only improve Pakistan's financial stability but also increase its economic growth and development. These are some of the solutions that Pakistan can follow, and these steps not only should the government take but also the people of Pakistan. Now please listen to me very carefully. I read somewhere that if you want to change the world, listen to me very carefully. If you want to change the world, start by changing yourself. So start changing. Alright, this concludes the video. If you believe this video has added value to your life, hitting that subscribe button and liking the video will indicate to me that you have indeed learned or discovered something today. Also, please leave some comments sharing your thoughts on the topic or anything you'd like to say to me. Your feedback is greatly appreciated. If you are interested in learning about someone wealthier than 3 entire countries, you should watch the video currently displayed on your screen. Goodbye, and I'll see you next time.